what actors would be good in a Power Rangers reboot? And I'm really curious to hear your guys' list.
Okay, I think I will go first. I have my list pulled up right here. So I'm going to start with the villains. I'm Von Doom. I am a villain. R.I.P. MF Doom. So for the villains, I'm going to have Lord Zed. I think should be played by Idris Elba. I think he has that commanding presence. He has, the statuesque nature. He could get big and buff to play Lord Zed. And obviously he'd be wearing all the prosthetics and the mask, but I think his voice is still cool enough and recognizable enough that he'd have that star power. For Rita Repulsa, I think Ming Na should play her, who, she was in The Mandalorian. She played Mulan, obviously. So she's
Oh,
normally playing these heroic characters, but she's still used to being a badass. And I think she has the right look for Rita and, again, that star power. For the Red Ranger, I picked Ludi Lin, who is going to be playing. He's pretty unknown now. He was in an episode of Black Mirror that went kind of viral for a lot of the homoerotic undertones in it. But he's going to be playing Liu Kang in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
oh,
So I think that he would be a good choice for the Red Ranger. For the Pink Power Ranger, I chose Anya Taylor Joy from Queen's Gambit and The Witch, one of my favorite horror movies. Aisha D, a black Australian actress. I want her as the Blue Ranger. I think she could do kind of the nerdy, quirky role of the Blue Ranger. Jarrell Jerome from Moonlight, I would have playing the Yellow Ranger. And then Avon Jogia from the show Victorious. I don't know if you watched that when you were a kid, or maybe you're too young for it, but I would pick him as the final Power Ranger. And for Zordon, I would have Vincent D'Onofrio, who played Wilson Fisk in, what was it, in the
Daredevil.
Daredevil Netflix
Yeah,
show.
he was
I
dope.
think, yeah, I think he'd be a perfect Zordon. And I know there already is talk of a Power Rangers reboot happening within the next coming years. So I doubt they would use any of this cast, but I think that would just be just full of A-listers as well as people who are kind of unknown but still like on the verge of becoming famous.
Man, I would say you probably get the points for this, but let's see what everybody else's list look like.
You got more points on the board.
Yeah, we're tied up right now
Wow.
because I got the points for the
Well,
Marvel
my list, I,
Characters
I
Drag
didn't know
Race.
we were. I didn't know we were playing for points. But if we are playing for points, then I'm about to just take all the points off the board here and just scoop all the chips over to my side of the table. I had Idris Elba in there as well, but I
Okay.
thought it would be really interesting to put him as Zordon.
Oh,
Obviously, also because he has such a phenomenal voice, but I think it would just be great with just his face floating there. Obviously, he has a beautiful face, regardless if you're putting his body in it or not. So I think him just floating out there talking with the Idris Elba voice would be a beautiful thing. For Rita Repulsa, I had the gorgeous Angela Bassett. I think that would be a lot of fun
that
and
would be
just
amazing.
off the chain if it was kind of like a blend of how the old one looked and that newer one with the green and shit. The look would have to be somewhere in between there. But I think Angela Bassett for Rita Repulsa would be crazy as shit.
That would be amazing.
For the Rangers here, I have the Blue Ranger. I have Donald Glover, the AKA Childish Gambino, and he would be a nerdy Donald Glover, similar to how he is in Community, and he would have glasses. And for the Yellow Ranger, I have the beautiful Yari Shahiri
Oh, I love her.
from Blackish, of course. She's gonna be my Yellow Ranger, and I don't really think her personality out, but I trust her with creative control with it. For the Black Ranger, I had Aquafina.
Oh, yeah.
Um, if you don't know Aquafina, she's from Crazy Rich Asians. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Also Nora from Queens, that show, and then she raps.
Isn't she in the new Jumanji?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think so. Was she?
I thought she was.
No, I was familiar with her because of music, but I'm not
Aquafina,
sure.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Aquafina. Let's look
For
that.
my Pink Ranger, I have Karuchi Tron,
Mm.
That's a good choice.
and she would be similar to the Kimberly, the Pink Ranger in the original series. Like she's casted there because she's supposed to be like the girly, like popular girl at school. You know what I mean? She's that one. For my leader, I have someone who I think, could go from he starts off a little bit nerdy, but then he's quite a badass by the time he gets the red. That's always how it works with Red, right? Like he's not super hip, but then Red gets it, and then he becomes like a real cool cat. He adapts all these leadership qualities and everything. So for the Red, I have also from Blackish Marcus Scribner. Is that how you pronounce it? Scribner?
Yeah.
Marcus Scribner?
I think it's
Um, so yeah, I mean, just imagine this lined up: Aquafina, Donald Glover, Yari Shahiri, Karuchi Tron, and Marcus Scribner or Schreibner. I'm sorry, Marcus. I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, imagine those five just lined up. And then if you bring in Tommy, when you bring in the White Ranger or the Green Ranger, this is the Ranger who was like a former leader in school. And then he comes back in. I don't think that's how it is in the original, but that's how it is in mine. This is a former Ranger that, leaves and come back, right? And for that, I have Zac Efron.
Yes.
So he's a bit older than the rest, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I think this is something that a director or producer would be happy to pick up. So I mean, I'm not trying to outdo Kai's list, obviously, and Kai's was really good. But if there's any points or anything like that, I think I received more points than Shawn for that list, regardless what Shawn ends up.
Oh my goodness, you receive more points from me.
What do you think,
I'm
Kai? Would
trying
I
to
get
think
more
of
points than Shawn on that one, regardless what he
yeah.
says?
200%. I think I also have more points than him for my list.
Right. Right, I think we both do. That's what I mean. I'm not coming for Kai, just Shawn, since Shawn is all about winning points and winning
If
every
your list
single.
doesn't have Idris on it, it's already over. I don't want to hear it.
So for the Pink Ranger, I'm thinking Idris Elba. You like that? That one was okay.
That's the first thing you've ever said that I've laughed at.
It's like the second or third for me, and I've done a lot of content with him. Yeah.
No, but I'm thinking Tom Holland somewhere in there. I like Zac Efron and
Tom would be a cool Power Ranger.
yeah. I liked Zac Efron and Donald Glover, both of them. I was thinking on my list. So I was like, when he said that, I was like, can't just have points for that because I'm thinking the similar thing. And Tom Holland wins.
But which roles do you have them in though? Which color suits do you have? Because some of the suits have significance. What colors do you have them in?
I know there's the nerdy one, and I don't know what color that is. I think it's blue.
Blue.
That's on the movie he was autistic, right?
He's usually like real intelligent or nerdy, or he might have been autistic in the movie. That makes sense.
Yeah, Donald Glover, like you said for that.
Right, wouldn't he kill that shit if he was just like this nerdy, like kind of socially awkward, like, and I'm thinking the glasses, like the original Billy had.
And I can imagine he
maybe a little like short afro, not a super well kept haircut, but not super messy either. And then the glasses, yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. And then probably Zac Efron for that leader role. The Pink Ranger, probably it's like a lot of the people I'm thinking are older now. Like even Donald Glover is older now, right. So he would. I don't know if he necessarily fit, but like there's movies where these people would be perfect fits. But Kristen Bell, if she was younger, or Kirsten Dunst.
What I have for a backup for the Pink behind Karuchi Tron, but I went against because like you were saying, like she's older now, like she's actually just about to have a baby or whatever. But I had Emma Roberts for one of my, like she'd be a badass Kimberly to, you know what I mean, make her after Kimberly. She'd be a perfect Pink Ranger at the right age.
You know who? The girl from Tron Legacy, I think it's Tron Legacy or the Tron movie, the Olivia Wilde, I think is her name.
Yeah, Olivia Wilde, yeah.
Yeah, I think she'd be fire in that Pink Ranger role.
You guys all picked older people. I tried to pick people who are still playing teenagers on TV.
I know that's why when you said your list, I was like, that's hard. Like she really was like casting this like she was a real casting director. She went.